We've had prayer here in Donaldsonville this morning at the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast on behalf of the Ascension Parish President Martinez at the Lamar Dixon and for Ascension Parish at large and for our country at large. And now we continue prayer into the evening hour as we ask God's blessings to continue to be bestowed upon us. May He assist all of our families. May He assist all of us, regardless of the good times, the difficult times that we face, that we may put our trust in Him. We pray that the Lord may assist our state and our local areas with any destruction that comes from the oil spill, from other difficulties. We pray for those who are most affected by the deliberations this night. We pray for our families that have been touched by some difficulties in terms of our economy or any other reason, that we may be a people of hope even in the midst of difficulty, that we be a people of joy even in the midst of struggle. Remember in our prayer, too, the family of an Ascension Parish employee, the Jim Babin family, whose grandson Christopher and whose son-in-law Glenn were killed in an automobile accident this week, that God may bless them in their grief and sorrow at this tragedy, that they may believe in the resurrection that God blesses all who die in Him with. And now may the Lord bring His graces upon all of you who have authority in our parish, that you may always seek the common good. May God bless all of you this night, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father Phil. Our pledge tonight will be led by Tony Uso, that works in the Ascension Parish Finance Department.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Uso. Roll call, Ms. Suzanne. All present. I don't have any chair additions. Public comment sign-in period. Anybody wishing to speak on any agenda item, please sign in with Ms. Suzanne. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. I'll get to the presentation section. The first presentation we have is the T. Wayne Abshire family, the St. Jude Bayou Barbecue Cook-Off State Champions. Is the Abshire family here?
Okay, we got everybody here except Mary's not here. Well, that's good. Abshire family, Mary and Matthew Abshire won the Kids Q competition in the 8th annual St. Jude Bayou Barbecue Cook-Off. And then P. Wayne, his father, added to his tremendous reputation by being named grand champion in the 8th annual St. Jude Bayou Barbecue Cook-Off. With that, T. Wayne, you want to say a few words?
Thank y'all very much. Sorry we don't have any samples tonight, but we're all invited to
Did a
judge.
rain check? Or?
But no, thank y'all a lot. We're pretty proud of our accomplishments in barbecue. Hopefully we can continue to represent Ascension Parish. I wear my Ascension Parish tourism shirt every contest, and it's worn with pride, and also have a Ascension Parish flag that we fly high too. So try to let everybody know where we're from, and we're the current Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas state champions.
Great. Wow.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Certificate of Achievement. This certificate is hereby awarded to Matthew Abshire. The Parish of Ascension is proud to present this certificate of achievement to Matthew Abshire on the occasion of your winning the Kids Q competition in the 8th annual St. Jude Bayou Barbecue Cook-Off. We join with the entire Parish Council in offering our congratulations and wish you the best of luck as you follow in your father's footsteps. Congratulations, Matthew. And this certificate of excellence to T. Wayne Abshire. The Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of excellence to T. Wayne Abshire on the occasion of your being named Grand Champion in the 8th Annual St. Jude's Barbecue Cook-Off. We join with the Council Chairman Pat Bell and the entire Parish Council in offering our congratulations for this latest honor. Keep on cooking and representing Ascension Parish. T. Wayne, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Better had, right?
It's the one that puts up with me being going all the time.
Next.
Okay, sir. Next, we have the basketball All-State and All-District honorees, Donaldsonville High School and Ascension Catholic.
I'm going to ask Coach Hill to come up, and I'm going to recognize him. I think the boys reached the quarterfinals this year, Donaldsonville High, and Coach. And then on the high school basketball All-State and All-District honorees, we have Kendra Coleman, second Class 2A, first team All-State. Come up, please. Lorenzo Collins, Class 2A, All-State, honorable mention. Bianca Harvey, District 7 2A, All-District. Taylor Molaire, District 7 2A, All-District. District 7 2A, All-District, could not attend. He's at a track meet tonight. So, you go to girls too? No. Okay. Come on. Oh, okay. Kendra? Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of excellence to Kendra Coleman of Donaldsonville High School upon the occasion of your being named to the Class 2A All-State Girls Basketball First Team. We join with the council and the entire Parish Council in offering our congratulations and best of luck in the future. Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of excellence to Lorenzo Collins, Donaldsonville High School, on the occasion of your being named Class 2A All-State Boys Basketball honorable mention. Chairman Pat Bell and the entire Parish Council offering our congratulations to the best of luck in the future. Bianca Hall. Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of excellence to Bianca Hall, Donaldsonville High School, on the occasion of your being named District 7 2A All-District Girls Basketball. Council Chairman Pat Bell and entire Parish Council offering our congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck. Taylor Molaire. Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of excellence to Taylor Molaire of Donaldsonville High School on the occasion of your being named District 7 2A All-District Girls Basketball Team. We join with Council Chairman Pat Bell and the entire Parish Council in offering our congratulations to you. Well, and Kendra also made all Metro, and Lorenzo also. Career win now after 35 years, so congratulations. Okay, Ascension Catholic. We have Mr. Matt Pierce and Brandon Burns. Just Matt. Okay. Mr. Pierce, son of the infamous Moose Pierce. Certificate of Excellence. This certificate is hereby awarded to Matt Pierce. The Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of excellence to Matt Pierce of Ascension Catholic on the occasion of your being named District 81A, all districts, more attachment policy. Join with the council chairman, Pat Bell, and the entire Parish Council and all congratulations. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Matt, congratulations. Brandon Burns. Also, we're proud to present this to Brandon for being a composite academic all-state boys basketball team. Not excluded, I think. Classes 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A, B, and C. So he was on that team that was represented. So that's a thank you, sir.
Okay, so next we have the Ascension Catholic Teachers of the Year.
They're not able to attend, but I want to recognize them. I went to that awards banquet, and Ms. Sarah Sotia was named Primary School Teacher of the Year. Ms. Marissa Bolger from High School Teacher of the Year, and Patrick Kane, Middle School Teacher of the Year. So they're all represented Ascension Catholic, and they were very proud, and I'm sorry that they couldn't be here tonight. We will send them certificates.
Okay, sir.
And
Mr. Grant, maybe?
okay, next, of course, we're sorry to see it and hear it, but Mr. Cedric Grant is, I guess, now being going to leave our company, and he's done an excellent job. I am very proud to have worked side by side with Cedric for the past 2 years. I can tell you during the hurricane, he was there every day, and actually is one of the reasons we're not having the problems that other parishes are having these days. So although he is leaving to go on to big and better things, he's going to remain a citizen of Ascension Parish. We're proud of him. I'll let him talk about his new position, but we would like to invite him back to honor him in the right way. Whichever one he can make, the Donaldsonville or the Gonzales meeting, we will be proud to do so. We're going to miss you very much, and we're going to call upon you. Hope you still keep your same cell phone. We're going to be calling you for some advice over the next few months and years, hopefully. So, Cedric, without further ado, I'd like you to come up.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Bell and President Martinez and members of the Parish Council for this opportunity to speak to you. It's with heartfelt sadness that I speak to you this evening on the occasion of my leaving parish government. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in service here. This team of dedicated, elected, and appointed officials and employees have made this job of providing services to the people of Ascension Parish great. We have accomplished much together to move this parish forward. New pay plan and the living wage for our workforce. Efficiency measures such as vehicle leasing, financial transparency, competitive selection, improved contracting, revenue estimating, electronic timekeeping and work orders, video conferencing, road improvements, master planning, and a comprehensive sewer program, just to name a few. All of this and much more has been done because of your collective will to serve the people of this parish well. I'm happy to have been a small part of these accomplishments. Much more lies ahead. None of it will be easy. I encourage you to address these challenges as you have so far, by providing the resources to allow for the professional management of the work that needs to be done. I say this to you as a public management professional of some 35 years. To do the people's business well requires you to commit the talent and the resources to deliver. As I hope you have seen by what we've accomplished together, you do this and the people won't regret it. I want to thank you and President Martinez for your patience and counsel as I learned how to operate in Ascension Parish government. I want to thank my directors and staff for working with me to build a high-performing team that has tackled every issue and went the extra mile for the people. And the employees of this parish who, tireless efforts, have always delivered the services the people have asked. And thank you to my family, represented by my mother here, Miss Eola Grant, who have supported me through my career and every life experience I've undertaken. We are Katrina survivors that have been taken in and welcomed by this community. We understand the quality of life here and embrace it. It is fitting that I end my tenure in parish government in my new home here in Donaldsonville. I start the most challenging job of my life, Deputy Mayor of the City of New Orleans, charged with recreating a great city. I will do it as an Ascension Parish resident. I see great possibilities for partnership between Ascension and Orleans Parish. Please join me in creating those partnerships so both communities can grow and prosper. So thank you for your faith that you put in me to do the good work that we've done. And I wish all of you well, and God bless you. Thank you.
Just to let you know, they say an apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so I've offered Cedric's mother his job tonight. She's graciously refused, but anyway, thank you, Cedric, and we look forward to seeing you in the near future and to communicating with you, and we want to wish you good luck. New Orleans has never been in better hands with you going over there and being at the helm of the recovery. I have every faith in you that you will be able to do that job and do it well. The other thing I want to commend the citizens of the parish. We are finished with the census. We finished at 70%, which was actually the first in the area and 6th in the state. So to all the citizens, I congratulate you and commend you for filling out those forms when they came in. And now you'll have census takers knocking on your door for those who didn't fill it out and for those who had post office boxes. So it's very important that we get an accurate count. And that's all I have, Chairman.
Okay, sir. President Martinez, before you sit down, I'd like to commend you today on the ceremonies at Lamar Dixon. You, the staff that put it together, Ms. Marquette, her staff. It was quite to be at. I was proud to be there. To see that trade center three-quarters full, I think it'll get bigger, bigger, and bigger. So I thank you, sir, for coming up with and putting it on. So. Before we move into our consent agenda, I'd like to announce that the item A, we will take out for discussion. Item I, we will pull. We will pull from the agenda. I'll move into the consent agenda. I'll need a motion for B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, O.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Lohr, second by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. We will move to item A, adopt the regular minutes of April 1st, 2010. I'll need a motion.
Move.
Moved by Councilman George Valentine, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Councilman Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This has been a heavily heated discussion on the Keystone development, and after reviewing the minutes from the meeting, and I also had legal look at it, and Mr. Cedric Grant look at it, basically it stated that the number of lots be kept at 749. It should be that the total Keystone development be kept at 749. Ms. Lindsay reviewed the videos and Mr. Cedric, and they both agree with me. So I'm here to change the minutes of this meeting to reflect the ordinance. Now, the ordinance, I don't know where the ordinance came from, but the PUD will not exceed 749. Nobody talked about the PUD being 749. And we were talking about the whole Keystone development. That's what the original Keystone development was, 749. And that's what the whole discussion, my discussion and my motion was. And it reflected in the videos, and I have legal and Cedric's, agreement with it also. So I'm here to change the minutes to make sure that it reads the total of the Keystone development lots be kept at 749.
Okay, sir. Any more discussion? Any objection?
Object.
Roll call, Ms. Suzanne.
Four.
Councilman Cullen.
No.
Councilman Johnson.
Four.
Councilman Joseph.
Four.
Councilman Dixie Lambert.
No.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Lohr.
No.
Councilman Shakespeare.
No.
Councilman Thompson.
No.
Councilman Valentine.
Yes. No. We revert back to adopt the regular council minutes of April 1st as approved as written. Move into our planning and zoning section, zoning review ID 2075.10, Lot 1E, Lot 1FA, and 1DB. This is for review only, and an unnamed lot described by sale with assumption of mortgage filed under instrument number 516159 for William Fiesel for review only. Review only. Move into our general business. I have a speaker. Kerry Williams, please. Yes, sir. Okay, mighty good. I might have skipped over it. I'll go back and pick it up. All right. Excuse me, Kerry. You are correct.
Motion approved.
I need a motion to approve the council minutes of April 1st, 2010.
We already had it.
I've got a motion. I've got a second. I need a vote now.
Object.
Who objected?
Object.
Okay, Todd Lambert objects. Councilman Valentine objects. Any more objections? Motion carries.
Good afternoon, councilmen. Great job on today for the National Day of Prayer at the Moore-Dixon and at the Lemon Center. It was very nice and it was very kind. Thank Mr. Grant for all the work he have done in this parish over the years for the hurricane, and for thank so many councilmen for attending and working with Mr. Grant for this. I thank my councilman. Got to thank my councilman, Councilman Joseph, because if I don't thank him, he'll get me later. But I want to thank him because over the years I stayed on his side for many ups and downs. We had ups and downs, but I want to thank him for a job well done for the parish of Ascension. Thank you. And I want Mr. Grant to come up. I got a hat to present to him. Let me go get it. This is actually a Downsville High School hat, one of my favorites, but I got plenty. I want to present this to Mr. Grant on behalf of Coach Terrence Williams, on behalf of Dr. Ellis Petrie, Ms. Gail Cornish, and the rest of the Downsville High School. We want to thank you for living in this town, and may God give luck to you. Thank you.
Mr. Grant, our proposal to amend the Lamar Dixon fee schedule.
In discussions in strategic planning, we were asked to go back and do a bit of work on how we might come up with a reasonable fee schedule for governmental entities and others. And we submitted a proposal dated April 28th that's in your packet to members of the Strategic Planning Committee, which suggests the following schedule of negotiated fees. Governmental agencies and parish agencies up to 30% reduction on total cost. National, state, and regional nonprofits 20%. Churches and schools 15%. Administration and general manager have about a 30% leeway to give some flexibility and negotiate with promoters. This is based on research and other similar facilities, and also reflects what currently occurs in the Gonzales Civic Center. So we feel that it's right in line with what goes on in these kinds of facilities. And what I will tell you, the underlying premise of this is at least recover costs, the actual cost of operating the facility. So we offer it as a proposal that we would offer as an amendment to the ordinance that is behind it, and we will have that introduced at the next meeting as an ordinance as amended.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll need a motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Joseph, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Let's slide back up to number 9, lease agreement. Yes, sir.
Parish President wants to speak on that.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, President.
I was just going to let you know and announce to you that I had made an offer to a gentleman to become general manager of Lamar Dixon. He's accepted that offer, and hopefully we can have him aboard in the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. He comes from a similar facility in North Carolina. He is from Louisiana, and we'll welcome the opportunity to come back home. Cedric interviewed him when he was in North Carolina, and he came down, and I interviewed him this week, Monday, and I feel like he's a gentleman that can do the job, and I have faith in him coming here and managing the facility. So, but I will introduce him when he comes in and let you know.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Item 9, lease agreement by and between South Louisiana State Fair Incorporated and Parish of Ascension for lease of the South Louisiana State Fairgrounds in Dawsonville. Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph, second by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. We'll now move into our public hearing ordinance section. Mr. Ricky Compton, please. Item 11.
Purpose. This ordinance amends the official zoning map to reflect Tract A-2 for Germany Land Development, LLC, located on the west side of LA Highway 44, approximately 700 feet south of LA Highway 931, and described in Exhibit A, from medium-intensity residential to crossroad commercial. Whereas Ascension Parish is a local government subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4th, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the official zoning map for Ascension Parish was last adopted on June 30th, 2009, whereas the Parish Council reserves the authority to make changes to the official zoning map by ordinance, whereas Germany Land Development, LLC, has submitted a petition to have the property identified in Exhibit A revised from medium intensity. Am I reading the wrong one?
Ricky, I was fixing to, I believe you're reading 14.
I am.
It's number 11.
Number 11. Sorry. I have a whole pile of them up here.
But you read well.
This ordinance amends the official zoning map to reflect the Keystone of Galvez plan unit development from medium-intensity residential to plan unit development concept, PUD concept. Whereas Ascension Parish is a local governmental subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4th, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the Plan Unit Development Regulations was created by ordinance on December 1st, 2005, and whereas the official zoning map for Ascension Parish was last adopted on June 30th, 2009, whereas the Parish Council reserves the authority to make changes to the official zoning map by ordinance, whereas Keystone of Galvez is proposed as a plan unit development, and per Appendix 6, Section 17-607B of the Unified Land Development Code, shall be rezoned to plan unit development concept when granted by council to allow the developer to pursue plans for a plan unit development master plan. Whereas on April 1st, 2010, the Parish Council accepted the request based on the conditions listed in Exhibit D. Be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that the official zoning map of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, is amended to reflect the property identified in Exhibit A as planned unit development concept as the official zoning designation, with the conditions specified on Exhibit D to be restricted for development on this property. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
I'll need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluett.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please sign in. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. I do have 6 speakers on this item. The first would be Mr. Casey Dufour, please. Come forward, Mr. Dufour, please. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Gentlemen, there's quite a few people in this room tonight that are here in opposition to this ordinance, and so I asked you the question, who benefits from this PUD? Talk about the commercial. Talked to quite a few people in the last couple of weeks, and with the exception of a couple of you sitting up there, nobody wants a commercial. We all knew when we moved out here, if we wanted a loaf of bread or a can of tuna fish, we were going to have to drive a little bit. We're okay with that. We like it that way. There's empty commercial space all up and down 42 and 44. It's been actually the scene of crime in recent weeks, so we don't need it and we don't want it by us. I got a letter of acceptance about the fire station, accepting the 4 to 5 acres of land that's going to be donated. The plan says y'all are donating 2, or the developers are donating 2. I talked to the fire coordinator today. He don't know what the heck's going on. He's out the loop. He's confused. Furthest point, it's a mile from the front of that subdivision to the Galvez Lake Fire Station. Nowhere else in this parish are there 2 fire stations that close. Of course, maybe nowhere else in this parish are we trying to cram 944 lots into 300 acres of land. Excuse me, it's a little more than 300. Fire station is built. We'll need to raise tax money. We'll end up paying for it anyway. Nice gesture, but 2 acres of land is not worth what we're going to get in the meantime. Our schools are going to be stressed with the 749 as it is. You add another 196, it's even worse. Planning and zoning recommended that a letter of approval be obtained from area schools. Developer provided no letter, but did assure that talks between the proper authorities are taking place. I don't know about you, but that doesn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. We understand that planning and zoning would control the building restrictions in the proposed PUD. Since the inception of Keystone, planning and zoning has yet to do a thing that has helped us. They supported this bailout or PUD, as you're calling it, from the beginning. Now you want to hand them the keys. History will repeat itself, and they will continue to make decisions that negatively affect our property values. So I'm asking you today, please don't sell out our property values and the potential for crime, overcrowding, and a host of other problems down the road for a couple of acres of free land. I'm asking you, please, especially our councilman, Dempsey, vote to leave Keystone as it is, leave it at 749. We don't need the PUD. Thank you.
Ms. Lisa Ellisor, please. Come forward, Ms. Ellisor, please. You'll have 3 minutes.
Hi there. My name is Lisa. I've been a homeowner in Old Homestead for 9 years. When Keystone and Galvez come before y'all in the beginning, they also come before us. They handed us maps. They knocked on our doors. They were telling us what was going on. They made sure to explain the $2 million entrance, the $1 million bridge that went across Henderson Bayou. They raved on how well the subdivision will do for the values of our home. They said, watch them go up. Now that the lots are not selling and they spending the money on the bridge, they want to bail out by changing into a PUD. I personally went door to door and met some very friendly neighbors in Keystone subdivision. The homeowners knew nothing about what the proposition in front of you today was. In the planning and zoning meeting, they recommended that the developer get with the homeowners in the surrounding areas and let us know what was in this proposition. As you can see, that has not been done. There are many homeowners that were not able to attend this meeting due to short notice or to no notice to them at all. So the question to my mind is why? Why is it all in the dark to us what's being put before y'all today? I believe a lot of this hush-hush has been going on to try to get this passed before the residents around the area become aware of the changes that are occurring. Out of all the research that I have done, the only incentive of a PUD is to convey the benefits to the developer in the form of higher densities, lower development costs, and reduced infrastructure costs. Nowhere does it have any information that a PUD will better the community surrounding home values, nor does it state that it will protect and promote the health, safety, convenience, and general welfare of the people of our parish. The only thing Keystone has stated that it will benefit the parish is the parks and the trails that they state is unusable at times due to it being underdeveloped and low-lying. What good is an unusable park and flooded walkways to our community? I believe a zoning change is a bailout for the owners of the property and should not be at the expense of the existing neighborhoods. I believe a PUD would only add uncertainty to an economy that is already severely strained. So with all this stated, I would like to ask for the members of the audience that are opposed to this proposal in front of you to stand, and so that y'all can look each and every one of us in the eyes before you make a change that will ultimately change our lives. Because I know this is only my second time here, but my first time I didn't really know what was going on, and I did not come and speak before y'all. So if you could please just look at everybody that y'all are going to be affecting, and not only the ones that are here, but the ones that weren't able to come. So I would like for all of you to vote against this proposal today, especially you, Mr. Lambert. You are my councilman, and as my councilman, I, with a lot of other people, are asking you to vote the wishes of your constituents. Keep Keystone Galvez the way it was originally passed. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Warren Bernice.
Gentlemen, it's my third meeting. I had a lot of facts I was going to dish out tonight. I told y'all last meeting what I observed in my 47 years as a land surveyor. I've dealt with these kind of people before. I've seen this time after time. And I told y'all as a police officer, when they create what they're going to create, the arrest that I made, because everything goes Section 8. You got houses on top of one another. When one catches fire, they all go. But I'm not going to say any more tonight, because I feel this is perception, my perception. I feel like I'm here wasting my time. With the exception of Mr. Valentine, Mr. Todd Lambert, I don't think any of y'all really care about what we think. But we pay your salaries. Y'all work for us, you're supposed to represent us. So, most politicians forget that. I won't forget on Election Day. So, keep your day jobs. If you vote against this, I will walk the streets. I'll do whatever it takes, and to get some new representation for people that represent us. And I do have to make one apology tonight. I did some research, and I think there's a gentleman, Mr. Ricky Compton. I didn't know you worked for Ascension Parish. I thought you worked for the developers, and I apologize to you. Thank you.
Mr. Craig Russian.
Hello, Councilman. Of course, this is our third time on this issue. I want to bring us back to the density that these developers are proposing to push upon District 5. They want 81 homes at 0.19 acres. You could put over 5 houses on 1 acre at that density. They want 356 homes on 0.14 acres. You could put 7 houses on 1 acre at that size. They want 70 houses at 0.07 acres. You could fit 14 houses on 1 acre at that size. In the zoning for Ascension Parish, we're protected by a requirement that lot sizes be no less than 1/4 of an acre. That is the zoning for that area. It's 1/4 acre minimum. These lots are an aggression against Galvez and District 5. There is nothing in here that protects us from this turning into what a lot of high-density areas in New Orleans and Baton Rouge have turned into. There's nothing here that's especially protective. What is this going to be 20 years from now? Dempsey Lambert, you got any guarantees that this is going to be really nice housing and not a cancer for District 5 20 years from now? I do think that there's probably a fire hazard. That's why they're going to give 2 acres of land, because they probably at that high density there's extra fire protection. I'd like to know specifically the fire hazards that would be being taken on by this development. I do not know anybody in District 5 that supports this other than Dempsey Lambert. Dempsey Lambert is totally AWOL from District 5 on this decision. Density is extremely valuable. It's critical for this parish. It's the way that the establishment political forces plan to destroy Ascension Parish is by cramming apartments on us. That is clear from their comprehensive urbanizing plan that's presently being pushed. And it's going to be important that we defend our density protections. And certainly, I understood 4 weeks ago, 749 was the total. That's what was approved. Ricky Compton was quoted in the paper saying that it was dead, that development was dead because it was 749 total. And it's shenanigans behind the scenes to get the official minutes changed and then to have another vote.
Okay,
that,
sir. Thank you, Mr. Russian.
Doesn't allow the appropriate wording.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. I can appreciate everything, but I don't think the personal attacks to my name on the councilman is appropriate in the public hearing. That's not appropriate in any situation here. Thank you.
Mr. Jared Behringer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to address a couple of comments that were made tonight. The last gentleman talks about density. We are meeting the residential medium intensity density with the number of acres, 171 acres. We are right under 3 lots per acre, so we do still meet that density. Even though in a PUD you can be way higher than 3 per acre, but as a total we still meet 3 per acre in this particular development. Talked about the fire station. There's one right down the road. If you get the PIA-L stuff from the fire department, which we talked with Fire District 1, and there is another station needed in that area at Hodgson Road and 933, which is right down the road from this particular development. They do need a station within that area, and this piece of property meets their needs. It's just not, it's not addressing, it is a need for Fire District 1, and we're trying to help meet that need. They talk about some of the comments were about the people who live here. It's going to be Section 8. It's going to be terrible housing. I find it a little insulting. If you drive through that neighborhood right now, you see a number of police officers, you see Border Patrol officers, and I just find it insulting that we saying these people aren't worthy to live in the neighborhood. These are the people who protect us, and we're saying they're below. They don't live up to human standards. I just find that insulting. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I have Mr. Derek Murphy. Forward, sir, you'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Derek Murphy with Quality Engineering. There were some comments made about the fire hazards of the houses. Just like any other house, whether you're on a 70-foot lot or a 50-foot lot, you have to have 5-foot side setbacks, 25-foot front setbacks, and 20-foot rear setbacks. We're still adhering to that in this development. So as far as the fire hazard, we still have the same separation in this development with the smaller lots than we do with the larger lots. The houses get bigger with larger lots just like everything else. So we still have the same separation, thus negating, that comment. I mean, there is no additional safety hazard if we still adhere to the 5-foot side setbacks. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I'll need a motion to close public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cullen, second by Councilman Johnson. I'll need a motion to move the ordinance, please.
I'll make that motion to move the ordinance, Mr. Chairman, with the following conditions.
Let me second that motion.
Second by Councilman Laurel.
With the following, I would like to amend the ordinance by, first, eliminating the conditions as proposed within the ordinance Exhibit D. The new conditions as follows. There shall now be no vehicle connection between Pine Lake Drive. The fire station lot will be located directly across from, with direct access off of Highway 933 and full circulation to and from the development. No single-family lots shall be smaller than within 50 feet. No multifamily housing is approved as a part of this PUD, and the PUD shall not exceed 507.
Second.
Okay, sir. I have a second already. I have a first. I have a second. I need any discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I also want to make another amendment to the condition
Okay, sir.
number 2. Like we said earlier, the PUD will not exceed 749 lots. That's not true. This ordinance is not right. I don't know where it came from, but it's not right. It needs to definitely state that the total Keystone development be no more than 749 lots. And again, guys, we listen to the people. Have y'all heard any citizen in the audience for this development? No, we haven't. And we here to represent the citizens of Ascension Parish, all of us. And it's really embarrassing to see what's going on tonight. But I want to make that amendment and make sure that it's the whole total Keystone development, the original development, 749. Now, if they want to put a PUD in, just like I said at the last meeting, which has got turned around big time within a week after the meeting, I'm kind of like one of the gentlemen said that, it was stated in the paper that it was a done deal. It's dead. The development was dead. Then a week later, I get a phone call from legal, and some words changed in the ordinance, which I'm very upset with it because that is not what I said in the ordinance, and I tried to tell y'all that here tonight. Legal has watched it and said the same thing. Mr. Cedric Grant, which I think highly of, also agreed with me. And I just don't understand what's taking place tonight, but that is my amendment. And again, at the April 1st meeting, 9 councilmen, some of you guys that voted no tonight, voted for this on April 1st. And why y'all changed, I haven't a clue. So that is my amendment on that motion.
I've got an amended motion by Councilman Lambert. I'll need a second, please. Second by Councilman Valentine. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clarification. I'd like legal to try and address this on exactly how we're supposed to proceed on how we vote on this, because we've already got 2 amendments up. We probably need to vote on the amendments. I just want to follow the procedure.
Right, we have this is a amended motion to Councilman Lambert.
Okay.
And you seconded. Any discussion? Councilman Kluart.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because it's dealing with a PUD, I want to make sure we're right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to let Ricky Compton address something for me, please. There's been question about a letter from the school board or some talk with the school board about that. Is anything entered or any conversation?
When my staff and I were reviewing the PUD, we felt like our ordinance doesn't address the school issue, so we made a recommendation that they contact the school and talk about the school counts. It is our understanding that the developer and the engineer met with the school board. The school board was not comfortable in writing a letter stating school counts and head counts and what the impact of the development is. Their discussion was, there is capacity today, and yes, over the next 12 or 15 years, they're probably going to need another school in that area, but the school board isn't in the business of writing those letters. So we recognize that the comment that we made was addressed but not in writing, so to speak. They met with the school board. That's our understanding. The school board is not going to be in a position to ever object to a project based on head count, and we think that that's an important thing we need to address with the master plan and other things as we move forward, because obviously head counts in schools across the parish are going to be affected as development continues.
Well, it's been brought up in meetings before on this same subject and again tonight by somebody in the public about the schools. And, I haven't personally been contacted by anybody from the school board or school system. I don't know if some of you guys have, but can the developer say that they've sat down with the school board? Or somebody representing the developer?
Yes, Mr. Kuat, we have met. We met with Mr. Chad Lynch and also Mr. Scott Duplashan at the office in Sorrento, and we did have the discussion of Keystone and 2 other developments at the same time. We have met with them.
What was their position at that discussion?
Their position was they do have the original 749 in all of their counts. They were pleased that we did meet with them to tell them there could be additional 195.
Mm-hmm.
And our final discussion was, if this gets approved, we would go back to the school. We'd actually, doing the final development plan, and start trying to work some issues out with the school. But there was no need in doing it yet because it's not actually approved. But we have met with the school. We did do what Mr. Compton asked us to do.
And then tonight, your proposition coming forward based on what Mr. Lambert, Dempsey Lambert, had said was basically you had original 749 and you, with the PUD, and you're kicking it up 190-something?
195 lots, yes, sir.
All right. And that you, Dempsey, if I can try to reference, no townhomes? Is that you?
That's correct.
Yeah. And Mr. Kuat, without the townhomes, the density will decrease because the townhomes were actually double the density of that amount of property. So they'll
in other words, you thinking that your expansion, that it's not going to be the 195 or?
Well, when we take the townhomes out, as Mr. Lambert said tonight, if it passes, it will not reach that number because that amount of property will have, those lot sizes will increase. So I can't tell you exactly the number because we hadn't done it, but it will decrease the density.
And just to let everybody know that, if this passes or fails, but the fact is that before you turn a piece of dirt, that comes back before the planning and zoning and everybody with your plan to see how, logistically exactly how you're set up.
Yes, sir. This is one very small step to this development. It'll be some long, drawn-out meetings trying to devise the development plan and working with the school board and other officials and also the parish, Mr. Compton.
So your
zoning commission.
Yeah. And your 504 or whatever, 507 original PUD design is less than that now.
It will be.
Based on the
I can't give you the exact number
amendments there.
because we'll have to redo the layout.
Will be.
Without townhomes, but it'll decrease.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Lowell, please.
Mr. Baird, if you could just stand for a second. I was wondering if there was something you could say to kind of address the concerns that were mentioned about the quality of homes and everything, and Mr. Kluwat's comment about it coming back to the Planning Commission. When it comes back the Planning Department, does that when it comes back, does it include like home drawings and things of that nature that we can kind of keep an eye on the quality? I know the track record of the developer is pretty good with Fountain Hill and subdivisions of that nature, but is there anything you can kind of say around that
I can
point?
tell you there are restrictions in the neighborhood now. As far as actually putting it in the final development plan, I'm not sure if that happens or not. I don't know. But there are restrictions now, and we plan on keeping restrictions. They are smaller homes, but they have brick, they have stucco.
Any more discussion, Councilman? Councilman Todd
I got a
Lambert.
question from Mr. Cron. Ricky, I watched the Planning Commission meeting when this took place, and I questioned you at the last meeting. I know this PUD probably was approved at Planning and Zoning, but it was also approved at 3 connectivities, and we're going to reduce the connectivity, which I'm not for connectivity. What's going to happen when this goes back to Planning and Zoning? That might have been the only reason they approved this PUD, because that was one of the big issues. It had to have a 3rd connectivity. Right now, if we move on to tonight, we're not going to have it. So, being Planning and Zoning, you sit at the Planning Commission meetings. That's what I felt by watching the meeting, that they wanted a 3rd connectivity.
I believe that that's one of the benefits that the council has by having a PUD ordinance, is when the commission approves or makes a recommendation to approve, the council has the ultimate authority to change that approval. And the conditions that you guys put on that PUD were not a part of the original approval. And you can apply any conditions that you want to a PUD upon approval. When they submit their final development plan to the commission, that final development plan has to meet any and all conditions that the council put on the PUD.
Okay. That answered what I wanted.
Any more discussion, Councilman? Any objection?
Yeah.
Councilman Thompson objects. Roll call, please.
Clarification. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are we voting on?
We're voting
Councilman
on
Thomas?
this amended ordinance right now.
It's the whole vote.
What part of
No, we're voting
No,
on
we're
the
voting on
second
council.
amendment with
On the
Todd.
second amendment with Councilman Lambert.
Yeah.
Councilman
Todd Lambert. Yep. Roll call, Ms. Suzanne.
Councilman Kluwat,
No.
Councilman Cole,
No.
Councilman Johnson,
No.
Councilman Joseph,
No.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
No.
Councilman Todd Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Moore,
No.
Councilman Shea,
No.
Councilman Thompson,
No.
and Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Motion fails. It reverts back to the original agenda motion by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. I'll need a vote, please. Any objections? I have 2 objections. Roll call, please.
Mr. Chair, well, I did want to make a comment.
All right, comments before we get to the objections. Councilman Shakespeare.
Yes, and I was troubled a little bit by some comments that were made about people on the council listening to the people, and whether you vote for the people or not for the people. I think everybody on this council does listen to the people. People have expressed their interests, especially you people in the audience and many other people that also represents this parish. We take that very seriously, and there was some major changes made in this in this development that I feel a lot more comfortable about. And there's also some very hard decisions that we have to make that we have to decide whether they're basis of the overall good of the parish or not. And we're seeing that right now with the school board having to pay a tremendous sum of money for school board property now that areas have been developed and they're trying to put schools in and things like that. So we're trying to avoid that and trying to do what people want to do about getting infrastructure in areas. So hopefully this helps us on that area and we can move forward like this, and we have some developers and new homeowners that's paying for the infrastructure.
Mr. Chairman, one more discussion.
Councilman Todd Lambert, please.
Yeah, saying there's some major changes, by just eliminating the townhomes, we're still going to have 914 houses going in this development instead of 749. So it is still going to be quite a bit more. So it's not that major of a change.
Okay, sir. I've got two objections, Ms. Suzanne. Councilman Valentine, Councilman Lambert, Todd Lambert. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Councilman Cullen.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
No.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilman Chestnut.
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Councilman Valentine.
No.
Hey, ma'am. The ordinance is adopted. Item 14, Ricky Compton, please.
I'll try this again. This ordinance amends the official zoning map to reflect Tract A-2 for Germany Land Development LLC located on the west side of LA Highway 44, approximately 700 feet south of LA Highway 931, and described in Exhibit A, from medium-intensity residential to crossroad commercial. Whereas Ascension Parish is a local governmental subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the official zoning map for Ascension Parish was last adopted on June 30, 2009, whereas the Parish Council reserves the authority to make changes to the official zoning map by ordinance, whereas Germany Land Development, LLC, has submitted a petition to have the property identified in Exhibit A revised from medium-intensity residential to crossroad commercial on the official zoning map, be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that the official zoning map of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, is amended to reflect the property identified in Exhibit A as crossroad commercial as the official zoning designation. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
I need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Cluart, second by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Anyone wish to speak, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Motion to close, Mr. Chairman.
Motion closed by Councilman Todd Lambert. Second by Councilman Benny Johnson. I'll need a motion to move the ordinance, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Item 17, please, sir.
This ordinance amends the official zoning map to reflect parcel 6208000 located on the west side of John Broussard Road, approximately 650 feet north of LA Highway 42, and described in Exhibit A, from mixed-use corridors 2 to medium-intensity residential. Whereas Ascension Parish is a local governmental subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the official zoning map for Ascension Parish was last adopted on June 30, 2009, whereas the Parish Council reserves the authority to make changes to the official zoning map by ordinance, whereas this parcel was identified by Ascension Parish as an error in the map, be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that the official zoning map of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, is amended to reflect the property identified in Exhibit A as medium-intensity residential as the official zoning designation. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please. Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Motion to close.
Motion closed by Councilman Benny Johnson. Second by Councilman Randy Cluart. I'll need a motion to move the ordinance, please. Motion by Councilman Chris Lower.
Second.
Second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Number 20, please, Ms. Mazda.
An ordinance to amend the ordinance approving, adopting, and appropriating the 2010 operating and capital budgets for the Parish of Ascension, adopted by the Ascension Parish Council on the 19th day of November 2009. The Ascension Parish Council hereby ordains that the ordinance approving, adopting, and appropriating the 2010 operating and capital budgets for the Parish of Ascension is hereby amended, approved, and appropriated as follows. Operating budget, East Ascension drainage, expenditures increased to $110,000 for repairs to Marvin Bro Pump Station, approved at Drainage Board meeting on March 1st, 2010. Major repairs, flood control, $86,000. Recreation A, revenue, summer camp program for recreation. Registration fee, summer camp, $55,200. Expenditures, salary, non-exempt, $20,500. FICA tax expense, $1,600. Fire, casualty, and general liability insurance, $1,500. Summer camp program, $15,200.
I need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. Need a motion to close public hearing, please.
Motion.
I didn't see.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen,
Second.
second by Councilman Benny Johnson. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson,
Second.
second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Before we get to our final item, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Kimberly Bailey Lomas. Works in our legal for the parish. She's got a birthday this week. I'd like to give our thanks to Lester Kenyon and Clint Falcon for making us go on TV. Thank you, sirs. Scott Rabelais, Suzanne Patterson, and Deputy Charlton Dembry in the back of the room. Thank you, sir. Councilman Todd Lambert, please. Councilman Lambert makes a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Councilman Randy Cluart.